Good morning, tubers. Welcome back for another adventure. This is the Linhai Big Horn 400 UTV, UTV 28, whatever flag you want to give it. Anyhow, we got it running. We actually got a ride out of this thing, and we discovered that the pulse generator, this CDI trigger, is no good on this thing. And to fix it, the side of the engine needs to come off. So this is going to be quite an adventure. I really want to get this thing running, get some seats into it, turn it into a daily rider, something useful. So let's get started. I'll be shooting intermittent videos as I tear this whole thing apart, and wish me luck. So check it out. Once you get the air cleaner off, it doesn't look like that big a deal. All I gotta do is get this cover out of here, and it looks like I just have to undo some wires, get the fuel pump loose, and it looks like I got more than enough space, right? This cover has to come off. You know, that cover is awful clean. I'm wondering if somebody already had it off. Well, anyway, let's get in there, see what's going on. I'll turn this back on after I get the fuel pump off. So there was a clamp sitting right here, and I'm just kind of checking the wire out, particularly the blue one. It appears as if it's wounded. If I could get away without changing this, that would be, without tearing that cover off, that would be such a wonderful thing. So what I'm going to do is kind of break into this wire. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to kind of bare it. I'm also going to bare its compatriot and see if I can just do a wire repair. Wouldn't that be great if I don't have to tear this whole monster apart? So I guess I have bad news for me. I went to remove the insulation from the wire and it pulled right out. And if you check the length, it's a couple of inches inside of here. So I know what went wrong with the pulse generator. Doesn't it stink? Quite honestly, that for, I don't know, a few pennies worth of wire, this thing died in the first place and got all torn apart, and here I am having to pull the side cover off to fix it. I was making amazing progress getting the side cover off. Only have a couple of bolts left, so it became time to change the oil, or get the oil out. So I put my wrench on the oil plug, and I'm using this engine to demonstrate because it's virtually the same. Plug will not come out. So I think I found a solution. I bought one of these suction guns from Harbor Freight, and I just kind of stuck it in there and pulled the fluid out. It's interesting. The oil is blue. I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but hopefully I'll get most of it out this way, so when I take the cover off I won't end up with a huge spill. So the cover is off, and you can see the broken wire. You can see how it leads in. So now the question, do I just patch this up, or do I change it? It looks like it broke somewhere down here, so I'm not quite sure why it broke. I think I'm going to snip the insulation back and see what it looks like, just for a little more failure analysis. Also, the gasket, the dipstick is over there, so the oil level probably comes right through there. And I'm going to have some holes in it. I'm going to have to check to see what it takes to get a gasket for this thing. Some people put the fake gasket material on there. I have to admit, I really haven't kept up with it all that well. I mean, there is a temptation for perhaps putting it just where I need to. Anyway, let me see what that wire looks like. We might be ordering stuff. So I have the meter hooked to the pulse generator, and I think you guys could see that, right? I'm getting 214 ohms. I'm really tempted to just splice those wires together, gum this up a little bit and just put the whole thing back together. I don't know. So I ended up doing exactly what I was afraid of doing. I got the cover off, and it appears as if I could get the stator and the pulse generator, or the CDI trigger, whatever you want to call that critter right there. That's not a problem. Gaskets, that's not working out quite as well. I believe this is a 2014 Linhai UTV 28 Big Horn 400. Anyway, I can't seem to find a gasket set for it, or the stator cover gasket, or the flywheel gasket. That doesn't seem to be easily available, which means I'm probably going to end up running to my local parts store. And actually, this is the bottom. I'm going to run to my local parts store, and I'm going to see what they have when it comes to gaskets. See if I can't do something up. Making one's own gasket for this, I guess I could attempt that. What you do is you pull these things out, put it on some gasket paper, kind of press it down on a piece of cardboard such that you're kind of going around. Then you cut it out. I guess I can try that. Pain in the neck. When you get so far, then you get stalled. Anyway, you guys will be seeing this thing again soon. I get some weather blowing in. Might get some rain tonight, though we got one of them beautiful blues going on right now. If I don't at least get that cover on, we got some ugliness coming for Thursday, Friday, and possibly the weekend. So I really got to get this done. At least get it put together enough where weather won't bother it and mice won't take up a home in there. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap up this video here. I got to tell you, I got a buddy, Steve. He can find anything. He's got these magic books. He works in an ATV shop. So hopefully he can sick his magic books on this problem and tell me right where to get a gasket. If I go with one of those silicon gaskets, I don't care for those. I'll use them if I have to. I've had limited success. For some reason it pushed off, though back in the days when I was using silicon type gaskets, you know, maybe back then the silicon wasn't as good. Maybe they fortify it with some fibers or something so it stays put a little better, goes on a little better. Anyway, folks, I'm open to suggestions. Steve, I'm open to a source of that gasket. I really actually like to use the right one. I'd actually like to make this thing, it's not going to be OEM. I mean, I'm not buying all that plastic and so forth, but I'd actually like to make this useful. So any help I could get, I'd really appreciate. I want to thank you all for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out there and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.